Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to part 67 of Persona 5 Royal. And only 3 more days left until the summer exams are here. But for now, we're going to be worrying about reading and possibly doing some more Confidant ranks. Definitely going to be doing more Confidant ranks. And you want to know why? Because the more we get done now, the less of a hassle it's going to be. Because here's the thing, after this arc is the Hawaiian field trip, and whoever ain't done a good number of Confidant ranks is not going to be present. So I just want to point that out to you. So yeah, I hope that I could get as much of these ranks done as humanly possible. And by the way, I should mention, it's actually going to be a less tedious deadline this time around as opposed to Kaneshiro. Kaneshiro literally gave you 2 weeks. 2 weeks at best. Oh, we're going to a cutscene.
What a refreshing morning. How are you doing? I didn't expect the Phantom Thieves would suppress a man that even the police had trouble with. The fact they have so much support online is worrisome. I'm in a bind since I previously denounced them. All the interviews these days ask me about that. Still, can we really say the Phantom Thieves are on the side of justice with just this example? I was originally investigating the mental shutdown incidents. People change suddenly and cause strange accidents or horrible crimes. Don't you think it's similar to the change of heart that the Phantom Thieves are doing? Now that I think about it, their actions mirror the mental shutdown cases. With the rate of victims, it's impossible not to see a connection there. Sorry. I don't want to make you late. I'll see you again.
I dare say that Kaneshiro has by far the strictest deadline in the game. Primarily because the soft deadline was supposed to be like something that you don't have to do, but it's actually mandatory. And then the actual deadline, which literally is 2 weeks to finish off his palace.
Okay, let's get
I gotta say, that is the strictest deadline in the entirety of the game. Then the only deadline that is far more stricter than that is the deadline for Okumura's palace. I'm telling you now, that is a strict goddamn deadline. Plain and simple. One of the strictest deadlines in the game. Oh wait, no, I take it back. Nijima's is the strictest deadline in the game. Okumura is in 3rd place on that reserve because of the fact that that palace literally happens right after the Hawaiian trip. So yeah, bear that in mind. And by the way, the question, I guess, I had to think about that without sounding awkward and redundant, is literally about short-term memory, or should I say long-term memory loss. But that question's not going to be on the quiz. You want to know why? Because that was an added scene. And speaking of added scenes, we'll see one later of Makoto going over to Maruki's. But for right now, it is time for Ren to activate, or should I say Akira, because he's not Ren in this game, activate his Ultra Instinct. Which, as of Super, is no longer powerful anymore because there's now Black Frieza and Gohan Beast, who are, without a doubt, the most powerful beings in the universe now. Well, that speaks volumes on how the power scaling is completely and totally redundant. But whatever the case, ladies and gentlemen, Makoto is going to visit Dr. Maruki, and there is some left out scenes in the game where she talks about her father's death, and more importantly, how she and her sister's coping with said death, and on top of the fact Kaneshiro's involvement in it. So yeah, needless to say, anything about Kaneshiro has been completely wiped clean. And that kind of sucks, because he is a decent villain to say the least. He didn't deserve that.
Senpai. What a pleasant surprise. Are you headed home too? Same here. I don't have club practice today. That reminds me, there's something I wanted to report to you. Would now be a good time? Thank you. Why don't we find a seat somewhere?
Huh? And you are...
It's been quite a while, Akechi-san.
And the same for you. Yoshizawa-san, right?
My father works at a TV station. Have you ever seen Good Morning Japan? My father's the director.
I've been brought onto the show as a guest a number of times now. That's how I ended up becoming acquainted with Yoshizawa-san. I didn't know you knew her as well.
He helped me out of a jam before, and now he's been offering me guidance.
Helped you out of a jam, huh? I see. So, what were you two up to?
Oh, right! I was just about to share some exciting news. It's nothing to keep secret, so I may as well spill it now. About that summer competition I mentioned to you before, I was chosen to be our club representative. This only feels like the beginning to me, though.
Isn't your club's team considered to be quite prestigious? And you're their representative. I must say, that's extremely impressive.
Thank you. I'll do my best to make everyone proud.
I'll be cheering you on as well. I have an idea. Since all three of us are here, why don't we go somewhere as a group? We can call it our little celebration for Yoshizawa-san's success.
That would be wonderful! Does that work for you, Senpai?
That settles it. Would you mind if I chose the place? There's a wonderful little cafe I know about.
Of course. Lead the way.
Yoshizawa-san? You drink hot beverages even in the summer?
I have to prevent my body from getting too cold, since the meet's coming up rather soon.
I see. You make sure you're covering all your bases.
Good point. Well, some people say coffee can cool you off, even when hot, so I try to avoid that, too. I had this image that you enjoy sweet things, Akechi-san. Is that untrue? I swear I saw you eating fried sweetbread on TV just the other day.
It's all part of a marketing strategy. That sort of stunt is an easy crowd pleaser.
You seem to have your own bases covered as well.
Presenting oneself in a favorable light is nothing surprising. More surprising is just how innocent you seem to be.
I've been wondering, how do you two know each other?
His social studies class visited the set of a TV show I appeared on.
Ah, that's right. Second years got to go to a TV station.
He and I exchanged our opinions during the shoot, and his way of thinking intrigued me.
I can definitely see that. Senpai's take on things often helps me as well.
That reminds me, Yoshizawa-san. You had mentioned that he's been providing you with some guidance.
Yes, like you just said, his way of thinking is intriguing. I figured I could benefit from his input.
In that case, let's play a little game. Would you mind if I pose the same question to you that I first asked him?
No, go right ahead.
So, my question was, what do you think of the Phantom Thieves, Yoshizawa-san?
The Phantom Thieves? You mean in the case that they do in fact exist, yes? I admit that the assistance of others in need is a truly great act, but I simply can't agree with their methods.
I see. Care to explain why?
I suspect the Phantom Thieves' existence isn't going to be beneficial to society in the long run.
How so?
Well, for example, when someone's faced with a problem to overcome, I believe they need to do it themselves. Getting help from others is totally fine, but in the end, it takes a person's initiative to truly create lasting change. If society relied upon a safety net like the Phantom Thieves, I worry that people would stop making a conscious effort. Granted, this depends on how severe the problem is, and it's inaccurate to apply generalizations to an entire population. But I believe a society where everyone simply leaves matters to the Phantom Thieves wouldn't last for very long.
I see. So, in the sense of a person's growth, their actions actually hinder it. Quite an interesting take on the matter. Let me ask you then, what do you think of Yoshizawa-san's opinion? Quite. I'd say it's equally as unique as your own opinions.
Wait, could you actually be a fan of the Phantom Thieves, Senpai?
I didn't mean to start an argument. I just can't help myself sometimes. Let's change the subject to something a bit lighter.
I'm sorry, I should probably get going. If I'm away from home too late, my parents will begin to worry.
Right, then let's call it a day. Good luck on your competition.
Yes, thank you. Well then, see you later.
Alright, now that that cutscene is over with, which by the way is added, it also makes the fact that the interactions between Kasumi and Goro seems null and void, as those two actually do know each other because of the fact that her dad is a producer at the TV. Meanwhile, Goro is normally on the show talking about the Phantom Thieves. And I think we're gonna go and see Mishima and get him to rank 7. The sooner we get him out of the way, the easier it is for me to get the rest of them. Especially having to deal with Chihaya. I might as well deal with her as soon as I'm done with Mishima. Which unfortunately is not going to be for a while. Or maybe not. I need to also get her up to rank 9 as well. And once she's done, I could take Lovers out. But at the exact same time, I'm studying, because here's the thing. Look at the date. The exam is in 2 days. Now, the reason I want to study is because of the fact that the last time I got all the answers and didn't study, I practically didn't get a perfect score. No, I got a perfect score in this game. It was Persona 4 Golden where that happened. And boy was I pissed. I was just absolutely downright pissed.
Let's get back.
So, yeah. With that said, the closer we are to the exams, and the more we study, and also the more we get the right answers, the closer we will be to a perfect score. Because believe it or not, there is actually an item that you can get for getting a perfect score. I also got to show that off. In fact, Sojiro do give you gifts. I inadvertently missed one of them, which was actually, I think, 15,000 yen. The other one is something much, much better. But for the time being, this is actually going to be a question on the quiz as well, I think. Oh wait, no it's not. That was a question on last semester's quiz. And this is basically reviewing the fate of Goemon. Which, that is actually true. He was stealing from Hideyoshi. However, here's the thing. The reason Goemon was stealing from Hideyoshi was simple. The nobles under Hideyoshi were pretty much the greediest bastards in the world. So yeah, it's kind of obvious why Goemon, sorry. Goro is kind of an asshole in this game. But Goemon would actually try to steal from the rich. Especially since Hideyoshi definitely believed in taxes. Lots of them. I don't know why, but he did. Yeah. And speaking of taxes, it's time for Makoto to take the Maruki tax. She's gonna have to spill out her past and her grievances and everything else in between. And this will so totally not backfire. Nope, no siree. Oh, yeah. We won't have to deal with this guy until September. However, we're literally a month and 10 days away from having to start up Sojiro again. So the moment we don't have any Confidant ranks and we can get in touch with Sojiro, it would be best to start making some coffee while he's there, so that way he will taste it for himself and get some points back. So that way you could just completely and totally clear Sojiro, because he's going to be another night Confidant. And the sooner I get Mishima out of the way, the easier it'll be to get the rest of them out of the way. And the sooner I get Yoshida out of the way, the easier I could get through with the rest of them too. I just don't need a persona for them. And oh, Ryuji's ready. Oh, all right, okay. Ryuji is ready to be ranked up. So folks, guess what that means? Chariot is done. So that's 3 Confidant ranks done out of a good number of them. Oh, don't you worry. On will be the next one to follow. But, well, eventually, anyway. Ryuji is definitely needed for this. So now let's go on ahead and hang out with him.
This is a perfect way to refill after some training. By the way, the track team's up and running again. Yamauchi got taken down pretty quick. You know Takeishi's mom is the PTA press, right? He told her everything. After that, she came storming in with the other parents and forbid the whole scouting plan. Oh, wish I could have seen the look on Yamauchi's face. I mean, the school can't ignore the PTA. And as a result, the track team's back. Our old coach is filling in for now. Man, it serves that dick right. What a great feeling. I think they might even go far in the meet. Hell yeah! Oh crap, the ramen's gonna get soggy. Let's eat. Woo! That was awesome. To tell the truth, I was scared of facing those guys straight up. I couldn't stand how much they hated me. That one just made me think of how stupid I was. Most of all, it made me remember how I lost my place with him. Hey, this ain't like me, but I managed to change because you were here helping me. I got you all wrapped up in this shit, but you stayed with me till the bitter end. You didn't abandon me, so thanks, man. It's funny, huh? This started out as us training for the Phantom Thieves. How'd it end up like this? Either way, it's my turn now. If anything comes up, you tell me. I'll help you with whatever you need.
I am thou, thou art I. Thou hast turned a vow into a blood oath. Thy bond shall become the wings of rebellion and break the yoke of thy heart. Thou hast awakened to the ultimate secret of the Chariot, granting thee infinite power.
And with that, Chariot is done! Ryuji gets his second awakening, and not only that, we actually get to fuse for the persona Chiyo, which is actually a pretty powerful one, but it takes multiple fusions. And it couldn't have come at a better time, because like I said, we are going to be going into the next palace once we're done with the exams.
Alright, now I have that off my chest, let's do this! First up, the Phantom Thieves. I'll be counting on you, leader, and you can count on me too. Hey, now that we're all fueled up, wanna race to the station?
With that said, Satan Taisei is now Ryuji's new persona for now. He gets a third awakening later. But, for the most part, at least he completely nullifies Thunder as opposed to Resist. So there's that. And yeah, at least Ryuji will be in line to learning Zeodyne, so that would be freaking awesome. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we have to go meet with Mishima this time around so we can get more Mementos missions. And on that note, I will see you all in part 68 as we continue on with more Confidant ranks and go straight to the summer exams. This is RPMan out A5. Peace out and take care.